this is Shawn Powell. I wanted to talk directly to you. And what I've learned lately, y'all, is the fact that when I'm doing YouTube videos and I'm just sitting here and I'm just telling you what I think, those are the same answers I would be giving you if, let's say, that you were just came in, you're really excited, and you called me on the phone, and that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to talk to you the exact same way as if I was sitting here holding my phone up, just like I can do this the whole time if it makes you feel better, or I'll go get my cell phone, put it on here, and hold it the whole time. But I just want to let you know if somebody had called me and they had just came in, they're excited, and where should I go? That's exactly what I try to do my videos like. A lot of times, I think that it kind of gives you that one-on-one aspect or feel to it. This one here, I'm going to do kind of the same thing as if someone just came in, but I'm going to treat it a little bit different. This is going to be under the assumption someone wanted to make this online business, not just Power Lead Systems, any business, their primary business. What would I tell them? In other words, this is not just their primary. I mean, it's going to be as a profession. This is all I'm doing. What do I need to be doing to get my ducks in a row so that I could get free from a job? Because a lot of people, I don't know, you know, is if even though it's a lot alike, I do see that people who make it a profession, they go up above and beyond. And I think those are going to be some of the topics I'm going to be hitting on, things that I think that would make a difference. Okay. First of all, this is not my car. I'm looking rims for my car. And I thought that looked absolutely gorgeous. And I figured with the blue, with the background, blah, 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 I thought it looked good. So I leave it up here. So, so that's the reason it's up here. I'm just looking at different type of rims for my, for my Jaguar. If you don't know, I collect sports cars. I've got a couple of them. This is one right here. And though the rims look really good on it, I would just, I'm looking at possibly changing the rim style on, things of that nature, things I'm looking for. So I thought it'd be a pretty picture, so I left it there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Go down here. Actually, a lot of times when I do a video, I will personally already have made a post about it. And this is basically what I made the post about. Someone's looking to make this profession. Okay, now, if I was on the phone with you and you told me you want to make this profession, that's all you want to do. First thing I'm gonna tell y'all right from the get go, you got to find a business you believe in, because I know some of y'all have heard me say it before, but you cannot put out the content, you cannot put out the videos, you cannot just keep at it if you don't believe in what you're doing. People will see through it in a heartbeat. It would almost like it would almost be painful to watch someone who's trying to make content and they don't believe in it. It's just, it doesn't come off right. It doesn't come off the tongue right. It just, people can sense it. They just know the difference. So in my opinion, take a couple of days. Day one, when I came into it really excited, I'm not even gonna promote it day one. I'm gonna take the next 2 days. I'm gonna figure out my bullet points. What's the great things about the business? Why did I join it? What did my sponsor do right that maybe I joined under them? Some of y'all have be questioned, what are bullet points? Those are the great things about your business. Go ahead and learn your business inside and out. You don't have to be 100%, the best professional at it. Sometimes you can't be in 2 days' time. But for the most part, you know the big things about the business. You know why you joined it. You need to have those things, y'all. You need to know at least what's the great things about your business. You may not know the answers to every question that someone has. And if they do have questions, if you're excited and you're brand new in your business, then you can say, you know what, I'm still brand new. Nobody's gonna knock you for being new, okay? Nobody will ever knock you for being new. So don't be scared of that. Just tell them, y'all, I'm brand new. Hold on just a second. I'll go in the Facebook group and ask for you. And go in the Facebook group, even tag them so they can see the answers coming up, things of that nature. Those are little steps that make you a good sponsor. Go get the answer, you know, or show them what the answer is, and get support from the Facebook group itself. And even doing that teaches them to do the same thing. You know, um, and here's another thing to y'all. If you're really looking at a really good sponsor, don't always go by what a sponsor tells you. Watch what they do. There is a big difference, y'all, between having some sponsor who, he's telling you, you need to do this, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at him, he's doing something different. And, I even go one step further than that. If you got a sponsor that has a landing page, sales pages, has them in it, they're branding them, then what are they not telling you about? Okay, of course they're setting you up so you can do paid advertising so you can brand them, But are they telling you that you need to be making your own content in time? Are they telling you that you need to be branding you? Are they telling you you should be paying money to brand yourself if you're going to do paid advertising? If you're going to do YouTube videos or whatever, think about that, y'all. Don't always listen to what a leader says as much as you watch them. You know what I'm saying? If they're a practice what they preach kind of person, that then by all means you got somebody that's great. And I've been around some people that were absolutely great, and I've been around some that were just turds. To be perfectly honest, I hate to say that. Okay, so let's go and get started, y'all. I really want to hit on the basis. One of the most important things is it doesn't really matter where you're at right now. If you're in a profession where you're working a whole bunch of hours, or whatever's going on, um, a lot of people that get in online business, they're going to play with it. And they're not going to be real serious about it. And even though I was at a huge disadvantage to these freed up time people, I realized that it made me want it even more. And I think God puts these dreams in your mind and these possibilities because of the fact, and sometimes it takes the pressure of the situation you got yourself into. If you're not a whole lot of free hours a week or whatever, I got to the point that what I think when God really showed me the possibilities of, I didn't even feel like I was trapped in my restaurant, at that time, the profession I've been doing. I was still happy. I didn't know no better. I didn't know I didn't have a way out. I only had 15,000 in the bank. I'd been there for 26 years. 26 years, and the most money I could muster was $15,000. And you know what the sad part is? I was doing better than most people. The people I know, the friends I know, people all around me doing different professions, went to college, all this and stuff like that. I was really doing better than a lot of them. And I think some of the things that I credit was me making good decisions when I was young. Buying my house, it was only like 275 a month. A house payment. I really set myself up good for being smart. But the big monkey wrench was thrown in when I got in online business, and I realized that there's no cap, there's no ceiling. I could go as far as I want to go. I could. It's really the limitations I made were on my own. They were whatever I made, and I saw a couple other people who were just at the verge of slightly above where I was at, and I was starting to see them get results, and that motivated me. I know they weren't that far ahead of me. And I say Mark Crosby. He came into online business a little bit before I did, and I seen one of his upline, Steve Rodell, and what they were doing was working. And I seen Steve Rodell go to second place on the leaderboard, where the guru of that business was spending a crap load of money, doing paid advertising. And I just saw that it was working, the things they were doing, and it excited me. It made me feel like it wasn't out of my reach. Now, what I learned is I learned some old school stuff. And again, I think God shows you certain things, and I thank God I did. I read the right kind of books. I seen some sharp people. My dad was in Amway when I was about 19 years old. Didn't make any money in it, to be perfectly honest. My dad wasn't in it long. He was a preacher, and he felt like it was kind of getting in the way, contradicting, certain things. Would go on a Saturday to these meetings, stay there 2, 3 o'clock in the morning at a Pizza Hut. It's not something a preacher normally, And I'm not knocking my dad at all for that. I totally understood that, his decision. He'd made a real good profession for himself, and that's what he wanted to do. Um, but I read some incredible books that taught me how to think right. And I was really good at figuring things out, but I never would have figured out some of these things that I did. The world kind of smothers you and you don't realize it. How people have a tendency to bring you down, how they don't want you to succeed. They want to pull you back down. And I've even seen, since I've been in online business, certain people that were that same way, even successful people. I kind of went against their grain and how I did things and stuff like that. And I learned a lot, y'all. I learned a lot from their viewpoint, and I learned from my viewpoint. So it made me a better teacher in the process, I think, and a better sponsor. Um, But one of the most important things was when I got in online business, I'd always believed that what I saw in the early 90s in Amway were people who firmly believed in what they did. They sacrificed. They were a lot like us right now, except to be honest, we got such a bigger advantage with with the internet like we got now. They didn't have that. These people, you got to believe when you jump in your car and you drive, halfway across state and meet people and show the plans and stuff like that. It really, I got around some of the sharpest people I'd ever seen in my life. I didn't realize how sharp it was until I went to one of the events and I saw that they literally had, I think it was, I don't remember how many people, 10,000 plus inside of a small area. And I can tell you, as far as I can see, it really made me proud to see how sharp these people were. Okay. So, anyhow, it just really got me thinking the right way. Even though I was only 19 years old, it really stayed in my mind the whole time. And I used it. Even my little boy was born. I wasn't even in online business yet. I knew there's certain things I could teach him that I didn't teach myself or I didn't know till I was older. And I knew there were the answers. I knew it was right. So my little boy wound up, learning some things I wouldn't have even known at his age. And it taught him, how to think better than I did. Okay, so I'm gonna move a little bit quicker, y'all. Now, because I believed in belief, committing to something, sacrifice, whatever it takes to make it. I understood something that was really big. A lot of people didn't seem to get for some reason. It's the dumbest thing for me not to think that was a given. Why people think that way? If I'm not getting seen, I'm not going to grow. It's simple, y'all. If I'm not getting seen, I'm not going to grow. People are not going to hear from me. They're not going to know my enthusiasm, my excitement. They're not going to be able to see I'm sincere. When you really believe in something, you don't have to script anything. You just open your mouth and it comes out. It flows. To be perfectly honest, right? If you're around somebody who believed in the business or was interested in the business, you didn't have to sell anything. You just told them what you found, what you saw in that, and that's what people see. So I really understood that. I think a lot of people were missing the boat, to be perfectly honest. And I felt to myself that if I got myself in front of people and let them know what I felt inside about that business I was doing, that over a period of time it was going to connect with people. And what I did get were seniors, because a lot of seniors I felt like were used to that, that sincerity, that commitment, like I talk about old school Amway and old multi-level marketing. So my first sponsors were a lot of seniors. Yeah, the first ones I sponsored into the business, and I appreciate them because I got a lot of seniors though. Now, so with that being said, that's kind of what I based the beginning of when I came into online business. And I didn't need perfection. Sometimes God looks after you a little bit. I had actually bought a $4 stand for my S3 phone, an old, as a Samsung phone, $250 phone, and it made at 720p, 1280 resolution, videos. And I wasn't even looking online business when I ordered that $4 stand, and it came in the same day that I got an online business. And it was like, it's almost like God was kind of preparing me for what I need to be doing, you know. And that $4 stand and me just doing YouTube videos, I remember I hadn't even signed up yet, and I'm not gonna go into a whole lot of detail, but I'd already made a YouTube video and I wasn't even signed up yet. I wanted to go ahead and get that out of me. I could feel something bubbling inside of me starting to come, to take place. Now, so if I knew I was gonna get out and get seen, that means that I'm gonna be hitting YouTube. I didn't know Facebook for jack, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. My idea of Facebook was with a 40-year-old man that worked a profession like I did. I didn't even see the point of Facebook. To me, I don't know. It seems more of a feminine thing. Maybe it's wrong. It's almost like when I was a kid taking typing class. I would think typing's for females. I know it's maybe the wrong perspective to have, but that's kind of how I felt. Facebook kind of felt that way. And why was a 40-year-old man want to be posting on Facebook? And I didn't understand the groups that were out there. I didn't understand any of that because I hadn't been around it. Um, so when I went through and looked at the business, I saw they were talking about the importance of Facebook, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and use my, I had a Facebook account. I used it to back up pictures of me and my little boy taking vacations. I didn't even share them. I just wanted a backup, and I thought it'd be a good way to back them up, as another source of backing them up. So that was my idea of Facebook. And so when I came in and started understanding there's almost a billion people in Facebook at that time, that was a huge ocean of people that I could use to show that I believed in the business. So all that really started churning in my head. I was like, this would be a perfect way to get out to people and show people. What I didn't expect, y'all, is I didn't realize I would be branding me every step of the way of everything I did. It was a gift, to that just came with it. And I got in another business, second business I'd ever been in. Hadn't been in online business long at all. And one of the most influential people, his name was Tim, I asked him, I said, so what's the number one thing would you do in online business? What's the number one thing? And see, I figured he'd give me some kind of answer about that business. Oh, well, I would do this. I'd go ahead and go all in, or something. I expected that kind of answer, and he didn't. The number one thing you could ever do for yourself is brand you, and that's all he said. Brand you. I didn't even understand that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it seems like such a loose terminology for a brand new person. And I was like, brand you? What exactly is that? And he started talking about how you brand yourself in your business. And he wasn't, I'd never seen the guy in charge, it was his business. He was co owner of the business. I had never seen anybody try to not push me towards the business and was given an answer like that. Yeah, I knew it made sense that branding yourself, but I just never heard it, anybody tell me that. I guess I don't know why. Well, later on, shortly after, I really started understanding branding myself was what I was already doing. I had already fell into place, and y'all, I was not getting many leads. It's hard to get leads without doing paid advertising. Grant you that. Some people, that's their answer. I understand that. No problem with that. But I want people to connect with me. I didn't know how to make landing page, sales page, didn't have any clue of anything like that, right? So what I was doing was I was getting about 6 leads, 8 leads, maybe 10 leads at most. 10 leads in one day is the most I ever got in one day, right? And what I was doing was I was showing these people what I thought about the business, and I was babysitting them, to be perfectly honest. I didn't know no better. But even at those low numbers, I was starting to get success. And what really was resonating was my belief that they saw in the business. And next thing I thought I was starting to grow, and I didn't realize that the landing sales pages sucked for the business. I didn't even know. I was just motivated by the guy the guy who done the videos for the first business I was in, and so I was like, I was hook, line, sinker. I was good to go for this business, and I didn't realize that my enthusiasm was probably doing as much, if not more, than the same video I saw that did that for me. You see what I'm saying? So I wound up growing, and I didn't look back. I didn't understand. I thought everybody was doing what I was doing. I thought they were getting on Facebook and just unloading, y'all. Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't even freaking, can't sleep at night. And they weren't. I didn't know that. The only ones I seen that were doing that or getting even close to that was the ones who were just that slightly above me, like I was telling you earlier, Mark Crosby, Steve Dordell. I know they know that feeling that I was talking about because I've heard them talk about it later on in webinars and these hangouts that they did and stuff. And I was like, man, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm right here too. I feel that. I know something's big about to take place. Well, it got to the point where we had a leaderboard, and that really meant a lot to me. I felt like it was going to be a way to push me. I think it was a way to motivate people. I think something magical about getting on a leaderboard for the first time when you've never been up there. And it's almost in a way of being appreciated for showing your appreciation for the effort you're putting in. And that meant a lot to me. And I was not going to allow my 60, 65 hours a week to stop me. I honestly, I don't know if I did not have a leaderboard in that second business I was in the first one too, um, if it would have motivated me the way it did, because I love competition, and I felt like if in my mind, if I was on that leaderboard, that'd be a heck of a way to promote the business. Shows, hey, look, y'all, come on here, come with me, blah blah blah, and it's just going to put more fuel on the fire. Is what I felt like. So even though I was at such a huge disadvantage, and there was people in here that done this as a profession, that's all they did was online business. I was still growing. Next thing I know, I was like sixth, seventh spot in the leaderboard, and I started focusing at Facebook. I realized I needed to focus it one way and master one way of getting out to people, and Facebook was going to be it. I had done some YouTube videos that time, not a whole bunch at that time, but I wanted to focus at Facebook, and it just seemed like the right time. My lead numbers went almost to, I think it was like 36 leads in 24 hours. And that was my first day getting big lead numbers. So I felt like I was on the right kind of path. All I had to do was I learned to stand out in groups of people where everybody else looked like bad commercials. Here I am, somebody that's on fire, and they could sense it, they could tell it. And that was the answer, you know? And even in YouTube, y'all, later on, after I learned, I honestly think I just about figured out how to master Facebook about as good as anybody I'd ever seen, even to this day, to be perfectly honest. So what was working for me? And when I went to the next business, I felt like I was going to be a one-trick pony, and I did not want to be that. If somebody wanted to come to my business, they didn't want to do Facebook. What did I have to offer? I had nothing to offer for them. So I felt like sincerity was still the answer. So what did I need to do? I needed to focus at YouTube. And I'd seen Mark Crosby and other guys do excellent in it. Chuck Bolle, he had a big influence on me for doing that, right? So I decided that was what I was going to do. And I didn't even contact my list. I signed up at a new business. I had like 8,000, 7,500, 8,000 leads. I didn't even contact them. They were all from Facebook, right? And I focused at um, YouTube and only YouTube. And I used the same elements of sincerity. And I reached out to one person, and she was really, really good. I'd seen her um, beat the owner of a business by just YouTube, and that's all she did when he was paying a crap load of, paid advertising up there. And I seen her take them out, with nothing but YouTube. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So I reached out to her, and she watched one of my videos, and she could see I was really passionate about what I was doing. And she reached back, she made a video for me, and she showed me a couple little things. And that's exactly what I do, y'all. I tell them, people who are applying action, exactly what she told me. And it wasn't some kind of hidden, thing or anything like that. It's just a way of being organized, things that she'd seen that worked for her. And I get the same, thing, and that's what I do. I pass it on. I do that to Solomon, Matthew, anybody that I see, Esteban, several of my downline who's getting out the people on YouTube, and I tell them exactly what I was doing, and it really kind of helped me get organized. But my belief in the YouTube world just went crazy. And there was like 1.2 million people in that business, and I was so on fire that it was contagious almost. And I remember one of my first 13-minute videos, I couldn't barely even speak. I was so excited about it, and I was already starting to make money. And my sponsor was, I seen him make 70 some $1,000 in the month before, and I kept referring to him as the rich guy, and so I was just joking. And I think people just really fed off my energy, and it took off. I can't remember, first month I think $4,000, $5,000. Second month it was right much more. Third month I know I hit. I was really starting to get scared because the amount of money that I had coming in was kind of scaring me, to be perfectly honest. My goal was to make 7,000 a month, and I blew past it. I made $13,000 in my third month, and I felt, I'm a math guy, and I was almost scared to look down because I was scared it was going to spook me a little bit. So I just kept trucking, and the third month came in. I did the math on it. I was like, wow. And I actually slowed down because it scared me. That's the honest truth. It took a little while for me to get comfortable making that kind of income because y'all, here's the good thing. What you do to make $1,000 in online business is not a whole lot of difference between what you do to make 10,000 plus a month. There's very little difference. And I kind of shook that off finally. I felt like I really had reached something where I was making good money now, and I got comfortable with that. And after that, I stayed at a high amount every month, and everything was good. So I became comfortable. And then when I got in another business, I wound up doing 40,000, and it didn't scare me. And I'm glad because if I hadn't have done that 10 to 13,000 months, I really think it might would have hindered me. So it kind of got me ready for bigger income to come into the online business. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. So I hope you got getting seen, branding yourself, knowing if you're not getting seen, you're not going to grow. Find business you believe in and just let go. No script in anything. Everybody's got their own story. I talked to a young lady the other day. She's got a heck of a story that's coming. I know she is, and she's probably listening. I hope you are. Everybody's got their own situations. Uh, and I talk to people all the time. I know where people are coming from. But you know what, y'all? We all got something in common. We all joined the same business. A business is nothing more than a page full of zeros. It's what you do with it that's going to make the difference. And if you are planning on hiding behind some landing page, sales page, autoresponder email, and say that's going to be your business, it represents everything you do, spend thousands of dollars on paid advertising, that's it, I think you're still going to struggle or have a hard time. In my opinion, the ones who decide to open up, show what you believe, things of that nature, you're always going to be head and shoulders above anybody else. Now, I'm not even saying you got to do landing page sales pages. I say that if you can make a YouTube video and you ain't got to be sitting in the corner, you don't have to be on the page. You can be behind it. But if people get a chance to hear you and hear your story and know that you believe in what you're doing, y'all, and don't do it if you don't, then you've got something. You got something. It's going to be contagious and it's going to spread and people are going to relate to you. That's what you need. Now, all that being said, here we go. Okay, I felt like that was. I'll move much quicker from here. I promise you that. Okay, y'all. I can tell you if you didn't know, it's my Miss Pac-Man machine right here. As a child, I would have went crazy knowing I had a Miss Pac-Man machine inside my house. This represents my childhood. I painted it myself. It was in bad shape. I spent a lot of time, 9 hours laying on the floor, painting Miss Pac-Man on the front because she was gone. Somebody kicked it off with their feet and stuff like that where it had been. Um, it's in beautiful shape. I love my Miss Pac-Man machine. I got another one over there as well. First machine I ever got in the arcade games. $25 off of Craigslist. Works perfectly. Love it. Absolutely love it. Great find. That's what got me started. Um, with that being said, y'all, I was a big gamer. I was really a big gamer. The nights that Adam couldn't stay here because I had to work long days, sometimes I had Sundays off and Mondays. I had Sundays and Mondays off, or at least half the Monday. Sometimes I had the whole days off back to back. And sometimes Saturday I'd get home so late, Adam would still be at the babysitter's, or he'd be at his mom's house or something like that. That's fine. So my escape was getting on the couch, taking a shower, and playing Call of Duty 3. I was ranked top 10 on Xbox Live. I'm somebody, if I'm really passionate about something, I'm going to probably figure it out and get really good at it. And out of all the millions of people, I got really good. And so that was my escape. That was my way of, sitting there playing people 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was just getting warmed up. And I remember I played so long one time that I couldn't stand up. My back was arched and my feet were hurting and cramping and stuff. But, it was my way of getting away. And it worked for me. This is before online business started. If you want to make it as a profession, I want you to hear this real good, y'all. You've got to become relentless at getting out to people. When I say relentless, it is now. I can tell you, this is a hobby for you. It's a habit. It's going to be a routine for you, and it's going to have to fill those spots for arcade games, playing video games, for all those hours you waste. And you know it's going to be real, y'all. When you cut the TV off, when you disconnect Dish Network and send it back saying I don't need it no more, I don't need it. That's when things start changing. When I sit down to play Call of Duty, it would make me a little sick feeling because I felt personally that I should be building my business. I almost felt like God had gave me a gift and God was saying, okay, Shawn, you're wasting it. You're wasting it. And I know some of y'all, you're thinking, you know, um, well, you need to still get away. That's fine. Y'all, when you believe in the business, your business is getting away. Your business is going to get you freedom in a way that you've never seen. You get to flip this thing around entirely, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. And so, in my opinion, you've got to become relentless at getting out the people and get into time of getting you to where you cut out your TV time. Maybe it's a ball game, maybe whatever, but I can just tell you, I've heard Frank mention it, Frank Calabro, and he's one of my buddies from online business, six figure earner, and he felt the same way I did. Now, if you're single, to be perfectly honest, I think you may be an advantage. I think a lot of times people who are in circumstances, I think people that have circumstances and they wind up, their wife or their husband's not, supportive. I can understand how it can be a pain in the butt. I got that, y'all. I understand that. And some of y'all are lucky enough. I've seen teams where you got the wife and husband together. Well, that's a win too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you got your wife or husband, other part that's really part of you and you help pushing you, I think it could be an incredible thing. I think being single for me um, really helped because I'm the type of person that when I become passionate about something, my gears start turning and I'm going to figure it out. And I can honestly tell y'all, I thank God for a lot of things because I didn't realize I was trapped. I didn't know I was trapped, with no end in sight. And I was doing better compared to other people who I don't know who I thought was doing better than. I don't know. It's kind of who is that better person? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Um, but what I realized was I wasn't thanking God that I found the businesses I found. I wasn't thanking God, that I started them. What I was thanking God for was the fact that that burn in my stomach didn't go away. You know, I've sometimes got excited about something, and then shortly after, my enthusiasm would be gone. It's gone. It's hard to you can't fake that, right? And even though I had, the situations going on with the amount of hours I was working at my workplace, my own personal opinion, that could have wiped me out right by itself. After coming home, getting no sleep or 1 hour sleep and going back to work, and I was more motivated because of me building my business. I was bouncing off the walls with 1 hour sleep. You know, I went back and looked at my videos from a few years ago. I looked sick because I was tired. To be honest, when I was making them videos, but I was knocking it out, man. I was doing what I needed to do, and and I think that God not letting me lose what I had in my stomach that wouldn't let me lay down and go to sleep. And I kept that not only for a month or 2 months. I got to the point where I was number one on the leaderboard and I was still had that in my belly, that burn. It wasn't going nowhere. 6 months later, I was free from the job. I still had it there. And at that time, I even pushed even harder because when I was free from the job at home, I wanted to make sure I hadn't messed up. So I even started pushing even harder, and I was branding myself every step of the way. Can you imagine getting out and getting seen every day, excited about something, showing enthusiasm, and having that burn in my belly that God put there that won't leave it? What do you think you could do to a business? There ain't nobody got that. There, to me and to this day, one of the most beautiful things you'll ever find is someone with a burn in their belly, and they can tell it. You can tell it, man. It's real. It's just real. Let me show you something. This is my guy right here. He's one of my downline. He's an MCA. First of all, I don't care what business. If your downline's coming through you and they're in Power Lead Systems, they're doing another business, help them, y'all. Help them. Help them do whatever you can do. Every time you post a video, I'm usually one of the first ones. If I can catch it, if most of the time I can, and I'll write a comment there and put a like up there. Subscribe to your people's your downlines channels, y'all. Anybody's applying action, you need to congratulate them, welcome them, help them. Anything you can do. Does not matter if they're in my business or not. See what I'm saying? There's a bigger picture. And what I see in Solomon right here is a guy at work still putting in the time, just like I was doing, where he's got his hard hat on and he's sneaking with his phone. This was me a couple of years ago, y'all, where I was doing the same thing during my lunch break. I wouldn't even eat. I would take that, go outside, park behind the restaurant, and I was a little bit embarrassed. Somebody might see me sitting there talking to myself or something. But I recorded during my lunch breaks. And there's Solomon again, right here. And here's Solomon, he just recently put up there a couple hours ago. To me, he's now I've got a lot of down. I'm just using him as an example because I just happened to see his put up his new video recently, right? And I went there and commented on it. But that's a beautiful thing, y'all. When you have somebody who's got a bigger mindset and they're not going to let work slow them down, and they're willing to shut off the TV. They're willing to shut off this and that and just keep going at it, and you're relentless. You're going to get better. And people are really going to start listening to you. And when you start getting that little trickle of people coming in, that belief goes up. You know what you're doing is working. And they say, it's going to really start. And y'all, like I said, one of the biggest things that you can ever do for yourself is brand yourself. Okay? Let's see, things ever going the way of learning and growing. Let me see if there's anything here I might want to tell you. Yeah, I just talked about that, talking about the feeling I got, and thank God, the burn in my belly, things of that nature. Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. Just to let you know, when I finally signed up into the first business, I needed to talk to my sponsor at that time. He'd already quit and gone somewhere else. And what I wanted was to make sure it was legit. I didn't know anything about online business, my first business. And that first week or week and a half I was in, I got sick. I lost my voice. And I was coming home still trying to make videos, and they were terrible. They were great, but my voice was so bad. It was nothing there. I had no voice at all. And I was still trying to make videos. And I think I uploaded them, and I wound up they were so bad I had to delete them. But that's what I'm talking about, y'all. How relentless are you? Would you come home after working 14-hour shifts? A lot of times, not even jumping in the shower yet because I want to go ahead and answer my people, asking questions, and I feel that burning me. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking to people, making a video, and I didn't even have a screen, share software. I had my phone on a tripod, standing here pointing at my PC, the monitor. Now you know how bad that looks, right? And I didn't even have a voice. It takes that kind of determination, finding the business you believe in. Go in, y'all. You got to go all in. You cannot go. And to be a professional, there's no way you can have $1,000 upper part that you're not part of. That's the difference between $4,000 or $5,000 weeks and $100 weeks. It just is. It just is. You cannot do that. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot. You cannot make it. Try to make a small business out of something that could change your life, and you're the most influential person. You're the biggest cheerleader for your business. You're the PR guy. You're everything for your business, and and you cannot sell yourself short by being the minimum that you can be in your business. You will never make big income. Let me see if I ain't got a picture up here. I probably do, probably don't. Okay, here you go. All right, here's 1, 2, 3. I'll give you an example, y'all. I know I said this in the video the other day, but you might not have seen it. 20, 40, 60, that's 80, it's 100, it's $120 in gold members, right? Okay, that 120 in gold members is all I would have made if I was a gold member. And then one of those would have gone past up. So I've been $100 in new growth this week, right? Now, it's not including my residual income I've been making because I've been in PLS for 2.5 years. So I've got some build up from that, right? People still doing the business. But that's my new growth that came in here. Now, $100 would have been mine for the most part. Well, because I'm platinum, here's 400, 800, $1,200 plus there's diamond, that's $1,300. So it's 13 plus the 100, let's say 14, 14, 20, whatever you want to call it. $1,400 compared to that $100. How are you going to become a professional in your business when you're giving away that much money? You can't. You can't give away that much money. I don't know about y'all, but $100, if I was brand new, is not going to pay the house payment. See what I'm saying? But that $1,400, I'm going to tell you. And let me tell you something else too. Once you're all in, you inspire people, you influence people, and all you really got to do, y'all, if you believe in the business and you're relentless getting out to people and you get comfortable getting out and getting seen, get comfortable being around the people who are not in your business. Do not be the cheerleader in the Facebook group of the people that are in the business all day long and that's all you do. Okay? If that's all you're doing, you're not getting new people. You really are not doing it. So now I will say this: people that do paid advertising, if that's your game plan, and you need to be a cheerleader, in it, yeah, I mean, there's some variations of what I'm trying to tell you. I don't do paid advertising. I brand myself. I brand myself every step of the way. Getting out and getting seen by people who are not in your business, and then influence them, being influential. People need to know what to do. That's your call to actions, y'all. As soon as they sign up, say, look, y'all, if you don't give me a call, go ahead and give me a call. Or I do a Facebook video or whatever I'm gonna do with them, chat with them directly. One of the first things I tell them, y'all, I appreciate you coming, and that's awesome. Listen, y'all, you need to go ahead and go diamond. Diamond is 147 one time. You get $100. Explain to them what it is. They need to hear it. You know when the hottest time for somebody going diamond? Right then. Right then. If you are waiting till they figure it out or assume that they're going to get it, assuming is a huge percentage drop. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. So, what are they waiting? Somebody brand new in the business wants to be managed. They don't want a boss man. Nobody wants a boss. But when they come into a new business, they do want to be managed. And that's what you need to do. You need to manage them. The benefits to managing someone. Someone comes in, okay, not only are you going to get paid platinum and diamond if they go ahead and do both, so you influence them to do that, right? Now, because they've done that, they're going to influence other people to do that. And on top of that, because they are now invested into the business, they are way, way more likely to stay on your team, to stay in the business. See what I'm saying? People don't normally spend $500 and then quit in the next 2 weeks. Not normally. So if you want to get a team where you're getting paid and you're building your residual, get your people to go all in and teach them to do the same thing. Let that be that call to action. And it's going to help you. It's going to keep that retention rate that keeps that bucket with a hole in the bottom. It's going to help that tremendously. Okay. All right, y'all. I was not expecting this to take that long. I apologize. I know I kind of gave my whole life story about everything, and I even showed my Miss Pac-Man machine. So I love that machine. Just to let you know. But if you're not already in Power Lead Systems, y'all, which I'm sure most of y'all are if you watch this long video, click down below. This is my little Jaguar. I think I showed a picture of that earlier. Looking to put some rims possibly on it. It looks good like it is. I might not. I really ain't made my mind just yet. But yeah, go ahead and click down below. Go ahead and watch that. I explain gold, diamond, and platinum. It's only a 20-minute video, and I tell you a little bit about me. Getting free from a job, what it's meant to be and my little boy in the process. So I think you might enjoy that. And that's the license plate on my Jaguar. It's to be free. So I thought that was pretty cool. For me being free from a job, and that was my dream car back in the day. Okay, so click right here. Go to Power Lead Systems. Go ahead and go gold. Go ahead and go diamond. Go ahead and go platinum as soon as you can, y'all. Friend me on Facebook. Get in my Facebook group. You can connect right here. That takes you to Action Taker Success Group. Connect right here. It takes you to Action Takers. And a lot of people don't know that, but if you click the banner, it's going to take you there as well. And as soon as you sign up, y'all, go ahead and click this right here. Get your sales page. And what that's going to do, y'all, is let you duplicate, and you'll have the sales funnel up and going in no time. And it's me showing people to go gold, diamond, and platinum again. And you watch this, and once you're done, y'all, you'll have a working sales funnel that does an excellent job and promotes gold, diamond, and platinum for you severely. Okay. Not only do I do it here, I do it here, I tell it here, and I show it here. That's the difference between a $155 a week and a $4,000 a week right here. It's your choice. Okay. So go ahead and sign up down below, y'all. Go ahead and friend me on Facebook, and I will personally welcome you into the Facebook group, and I look forward to seeing you. Appreciate it.